So I've almost gotten through all of these 2014 kind of Viewers' Choice WWE awards. This video is going to reveal your choice for your biggest disappointment from WWE in 2014. And I believe there's one more category to go, and that is the WWE 2014 Superstar of the Year. So stay tuned for that one. But we're here today to announce who was or what was the biggest disappointment for you with the WWE in 2014. And your nominees were Daniel Bryan's WWE World Heavyweight Championship reign, Cesaro being de-pushed after WrestleMania 30, the Bray Wyatt Chris Jericho feud from the summer, CM Punk leaving the WWE, and Bo Dallas's undefeated streak ending. Those are your nominees. I'm sure there were other disappointments. A lot of different things, frankly, could have fit into this category in 2014, but these were just the 5 nominees that I presented to you and asked you to vote on, and vote on them you did. And I can now safely reveal to you your choice for 2014 WWE Biggest Disappointment of the Year. Drum roll, please. Your winner is Cesaro getting de-pushed after WrestleMania 30. And I have to say, from my standpoint, based off of these different categories, just again, strictly as a fan, being a guy that is entertained by Cesaro's work in the ring, a guy that I've been a fan with going to his days in the independent scene and on ROH, being one of the few reasons I watched ROH at any point in time, was the Kings of Wrestling, Chris Hero, Claudio Castagnoli. I look at Cesaro being de-pushed after WrestleMania 30 as perhaps out of these 5, my biggest disappointment with WWE in 2014. You had so many things heading in the right direction with Cesaro. He's got this incredible move, amongst other incredible moves, with that Cesaro swing. It's starting to really get traction. He's starting to get over. He's really getting over in a nice way. People are being entertained by him based off of the efforts he's putting in the ring. And that's not something that everybody can do. He stands out for the type of unique physical style that he has, some of the things that he actually does in the ring. And he's got that great babyface pop move in the Cesaro swing. Now you get to WrestleMania 30. You split him off from Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter. You sit there and have him eliminate Big Show in that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. The seed was planted. The table was perfectly set. Post-WrestleMania, you begin the Cesaro face turn and you see where it goes. So many things lined up so perfectly. The timing was right. It was perfect. So, of course, the WWE would decide the best way, when they have set up everything to sit there and give a guy a babyface run, is to the next night after WrestleMania 30 on Raw, associate him with the ultimate heater at that moment in Paul Heyman, the guy that is associated with the guy that just ended the fucking Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. So you have all this momentum clearly indicating that the fans want to cheer Cesaro. They want to get behind this guy. You have positioned him in a way where they can cheer for this guy and can get behind this guy, just so that way you can align him with Paul Heyman, so you have an excuse to keep Paul Heyman and some of his heat on TV every fucking week. And of course this was going to be a disaster, because as much as everybody always wants to kiss Paul Heyman's ass as being one of the greatest managers of all time, when you look at his WWE reign, frankly, who else has ever been any better off for being associated with him other than Brock Lesnar? It didn't help CM Punk, that's for goddamn sure. It didn't help Ryback or Curtis Axel, that's for damn sure. And it most certainly didn't help Cesaro. So he spends a few months kind of toiling around where he's only there to give an excuse for Heyman to be on TV. And then he starts getting buried. He starts losing matches. They sabotage him. They give him no purpose. They give him no reason. They treat him like he's nobody of any consequence whatsoever. Yeah, it pissed me off. And it's easily, to me, in terms of these 5 choices, my biggest disappointment of 2014. And you guys responded in kind and agreed. I was a little surprised, though, that so many of you chose CM Punk leaving the WWE. Maybe that's because a lot of you were CM Punk fans. He was one of the few reasons for you to watch the product. That may very well have been the case. But it wasn't really that surprising that he left, wasn't it? Was it? I mean, because most of us, I think, were assuming, weren't we, that he was going to be gone once July came around anyways, when the end of his contract came up. So it just happened a few months early. I mean, I wasn't ready for it. I was accepting of it. knew it was going to happen eventually, so he just accelerated the process by about 6 months. I didn't quite see where that was the biggest disappointment for so many of you in 2014, unless it was because you were huge CM Punk fans and you wanted a few reasons for you to watch the product. And if that's the case, then so be it. I would have surprised, frankly, that more of you didn't vote for Daniel Bryan's WWE World Heavyweight Championship reign. And maybe, again, that's because you love Daniel Bryan so much. He was giving you so much good television early on in 2014 based off of what he was doing against the Authority, the Occupy Raw movement. But, I mean, when it comes to the actual world title reign, it sucked. The first thing they did is put him in a heat-sucking feud against fucking Kane. And then he gets hurt, so he has to surrender the title, and he's just now getting ready to come back for the 2015 Royal Rumble. That was incredibly disappointing. You basically built your show in large part, WrestleMania 30, your biggest show of the year, around Daniel Bryan. Just so that way you could enter him into a title feud with Kane, and then he'd be gone for 6+ months. That was a huge disappointment. I would think that would be much more disappointing than CM Punk leaving the WWE. So that's just me. Maybe you guys were afraid to vote against Daniel Bryan because you love Daniel Bryan and you feel he's the best motherfucking wrestler in the world. I don't know what it is. But I will agree with the majority of you that voted for Cesaro's D-push after WrestleMania 30 being the biggest disappointment of the year. In a year full of mistakes, in a year full of disappointments, from me personally, from a fan standpoint, that was the one to me that had me shaking my head and scratching my head the most and just asking why. Why? It was just yet another one of those things that continues to distance me and disenfranchise me from the current WWE product.